Hey, it's me, MLB. This is chapter 71 of Touched. This one is titled Troublesome Wings. Oh, Shoto, Ray said with surprise, looking up at him. I thought you had gone. Phone, where did you put it? I'll get it, he said in an even tone as he walked into the room, passing you to get to the bedside table. I overheard the conversation, he said as he picked his phone up and turned around, his steely gaze shifting to each of you in the room before his eyes settled on you. I believe congratulations is in order, he said in monotone calmness, his fringe falling over his right grey eye. Oh, thank you, he said softly, your voice getting caught in your throat. He then looked at his mum. I believe you are grateful for meeting Miss Lin? Yes, I am, Shoto, she replied softly with a smile. There's something I should tell you. No need, I understand, he said in a low, confident voice. Oh, you do? She asked, her hand scrunching into the bottom of her shirt in apprehension. You could feel the tension as he gazed at her. Oh no, I don't think she's told him that she's seeing my mum romantically, you thought. Yes, he said bluntly. Miss Lin has a similar life situation to you, and therefore you are able to relate on a deeper level. Yes, well, that's true, but he nodded. Okay, I will come again next week, he said to his mum. Mrs. Lin, thank you for taking care of my mum, he then said, turning to your mum and bowing respectfully. I need to meet Midoriya now, he added as he straightened and looked across to his mum. He's my special friend. Special friend, you thought. Okay, sweetheart, see you then, Ray said with a smile. Shoto gave you one more look, then left. He didn't quite understand, did he? Your mum said to Ray softly. No, she said with a small smile and shake of her head. He doesn't get some things. He was kept away from other children from a young age and trained. Her voice trailed off, and your mum quickly made her way over and put her arm around Ray. Come now, she said gently. Let's not bring up the past. You're doing so well. Ray nodded gently as she turned and buried her face into your mum's chest. There was such a beautiful connection between the two that you almost teared up. Just then your little one kicked inside you, and your attention was drawn to him. You reached down and lovingly stroked your belly. After spending a little more time there, you hinted that you should probably go. When's your next scan at the doctor's? Your mum asked. Tomorrow, you replied excitedly. It's the 20-week scan. I'm excited to see how he's grown. Let me know how it goes, sweetheart. Oh, and take a picture of the ultrasound screen and send it to me, your mum demanded excitedly. I want to see my little grandson. Okay, he said with a smile as he stood up to leave. I'll see you soon, Mum. Okay, darling, take care, she replied with a smile as she continued to cuddle Ray. Bye, Yin, Ray said softly. I hope to see you again too. You will, you said with a smile as you turned to go to the door. You waved goodbye one last time, then left, excited for tomorrow's scan. What about if we call him Nugget? Hawks asked cheekily as you both walked up to the doors of the doctor's clinic for the 20-week scan. As a middle name, or? You jeered back. Nah, Nugget Takami, he replied with a smile as he pushed the doors open and gestured for you to enter first. You snorted lightly. Ah, the hero couple, the doctor greeted you brightly. Come through and let's see how baby hero's doing, he said with a smile. He led you both into the examination room and Hawks helped you up onto the bed and arranged the pillows so that you'd be comfortable for the scan. The machine was set up and the scan began. Okay, the doctor said as he zoomed in on the baby's heart. There's a perfect little heart there, pumping beautifully, he mumbled softly as he looked at the screen. You smiled at Hawks and he smiled back. And here's one little hand, the doctor said, zooming in on it and counting the fingers. So this scan's just checking all the baby's features? Hawks asked of the doctor. Yes, essentially, the doctor replied as he continued the scan. We just want to make sure baby doesn't have any defects or missing pieces. Fair enough, Hawks said with a chuckle. The scan continued and dragged on and on. Everything okay, Doc? Hawks asked when he noticed the doctor's facial expressions had changed and he kept repeating one particular action over and over. Oh yes, he said in a distracted voice. Mrs. Takami, would you just hop up off the table for me and walk around a little bit? Your little one's in a difficult position for me to check one last thing and I need him to swivel a bit. Oh, okay, you said as Hawks helped you sit up and you got off the bed to walk around a bit. What are you looking for? Hawks asked the doctor. Oh, just your little one's wingspan, the doctor said with a smile. Anything in particular that you're checking? Hawks pried, feeling that there was something the doctor wasn't telling him. Oh, no, the doctor chuckled. Just routine, he lied. You walked back over and lay down again, letting the doctor recommence scanning. Ah, that's better, he said as he clicked some buttons. Okay, thank you, Mrs. Takami. If you don't mind, just stay here and I'm just going to bring in my colleague, he said as he stood up to leave. You looked at Hawks. Is everything okay? You asked nervously to your winged hero. I'm not sure, to be honest, Hawks replied, taking your hand in his. The doctor returned with his colleague, and the man introduced himself before sitting down, taking the probe in hand. Mrs. Takami, your doctor addressed you. I've just asked my fellow doctor here to come and check something for me, so that we have a second opinion, he said kindly. Second opinion of what? You asked apprehensively. The colleague doctor turned and nodded at his workmate, and the doctor looked back at you. Mrs. Takami, we've found something on the scan that may cause some concerns later on, your doctor said to you. You paled. What is it? You asked numbly as tears welled up in your eyes. Your little one has quite well developed and large wings, he said. Well, this is a good thing for when he is out of the womb. It's a concern when he's still in there. A tear rolled down your cheek as you looked at your doctor. Hawks squeezed your hand as he leaned down and kissed your forehead. We would like to do a few internal ultrasounds just to check and see how close your little one's wings are to the umbilical cord, he said. We certainly don't want the wings to slice it open. Hawks shot the doctor a very stern look and you let out a little whimper of despair. Let's not worry too much, the doctor said quickly. We need to assess the situation first. Mrs. Takami, do you agree to the internal ultrasound test? He asked. What does that mean? You asked with a wobbly voice. It means we have to insert the probe inside you, the doctor replied. Inside as in... Wait, up my... The doctor nodded. Is that necessary? You asked with a grimace. Unfortunately so, the doctor replied. It'll get us some clearer images. Oh, okay, if it's for the baby, then okay, you said, as another tear slipped down your cheek. The doctor nodded and gave you instructions before he placed a towel over your lower half and asked you to open your legs. Slowly he inserted the probe into you and you winced. Hawks looked mortified. The doctor was very professional and quickly took some internal pictures of your baby before addressing you again. Good news, Mrs. Takami. The wings are nowhere near the umbilical cord. Oh, thank goodness for that. There ends chapter 71. Stay tuned for chapter 72.